Okay, here we go. Multiplying matrices. There's two kinds of multiplication. The first being called multiplying by a scalar. And so a scalar just means a factor. Okay, so it means the same thing as a factor. So you can see that I have a matrix here, 2, -3, 0, 4, and I am multiplying by a factor or a scalar of 5. That literally means distribute the 5 to each element. So every single number inside the matrix, you're going to distribute a 5 to it. So, and I'm going to write it out this time. 5 times 2, 5 times -3, 5 times 0, and 5 times 4. And as you can see, we get a resulting matrix of 10, 0, -15, and 20. Okay. Second one, this involves multiplying by a fraction. So you need to kind of think about your fraction rules. You use what you know about fractions. So you're going to do 3/4 times 20, which is the same thing as 20 over 1. You're going to do 3/4 times 36, which is the same thing as 36 over 1. You're going to do 3/4 times 12, which is the same thing as 12 over 1, and 3/4 times -16, which is the same thing as 16 over 1. And so I'm writing all of those whole numbers over 1 as fractions so that I can use what I know about canceling or reducing to help me. 4 goes into 4 once, 4 goes into 25 times. Okay, that means that I'm going to get an answer of 3 times 5, or 15. Okay, and then I'm going to reduce here. 4 goes into 36 9 times. So I'm going to get 3 times 9, which is going to give me 27. And then in the bottom left corner, 4 goes into 4 once, 4 goes into 12 3 times. So I'm going to get 3 times 3, which is going to give me 9. And then for the last one, 4 goes into 4 once, and 4 goes into 16 4 times. So 3 times -4, which is going to give me -12. Okay, so that is multiplication by a factor or by a scalar. Now, multiplication in a regular problem is a little different than addition and subtraction in that the matrices don't have to match up column and row like they did before. So the process of multiplying, and let me clear the screen here so I can make a little more room because this is going to definitely take up some room. When we do multiplication, we do, okay, row 1 times column 1. All right, and then we do row 1 times column 2. And we keep going, okay? And then we keep, if we have to, we keep going. Then we're going to do row 2 by column 1. And then we're going to do row 2 by column 2. And we're going to keep going, so on and so forth. Row 3 by column 3, you get the idea, right? By column 1, and then row 3 by column 2, and we keep right on going. So in this case, I need to do row 1, so this way, row 1 by column 1. And so what that means is the first item in the row, I'm going to try to do this color for you. First item in the row gets multiplied by the first item in the column. The second item in the row gets multiplied by the second item in the column. And the third item in the row gets multiplied by the third item in the column. So it's as though we took this row, -3, 4, 2, and we tipped it over and stood it up right here, -3, 4, 2, and we multiplied them together, okay? So that's essentially kind of what we're thinking about when we're doing it. And so I encourage you when you're doing these to write them out step by step by step. So here's what we're going to do. Okay, row 1, item 1, so -3 multiplied by -6. The second item, 4 by the second thing in the first row, so 4 by 2. So plus 4 times 2. We're adding these together. Plus 2 times the last item, so the third in the row and the third in the column, so 2 times 3. Okay, that whole thing is going to result in the upper left element of the answer. Okay, so then we're going to do, again, same row, but this time multiplying by the second column. Again, first item to first item, second item to second item, third item to third item. So we're going to get -3 times 4 plus 4 times 3 plus 2 times -2. And again, that whole thing is going to yield the upper right-hand element of the final answer. So I took this top row and I've multiplied it by both columns. Done. Now I got to do the second row by both columns. So 5 by -6, 0 by 2, and 4 by 3. So 5 times -6 plus 0 times 2 plus 4 times 3. Okay, that's going to give me my bottom left hand. And then 504 times 4, 3, -2. So 5 times 4, first item times first item, plus second item 0 times second item in the column 3, plus third item in the row times third item in the column. And that's going to give me my bottom answer. Okay, so I get 18 plus 8 plus 6. I get -12 plus 12 minus 4. I get -30 plus 0 plus 12. I get 20 plus 0 minus 8. So my answer is 18 plus 8 plus 6, 32. 30 plus -30 plus 12, -18. -12 and +12 cancel, leaving me with -4. And 20 minus 8 leaves me with 12. So this is your resulting matrix. So row by column, row by column. So first row by each of the two columns, second row by each of the two columns. And I want you to look at the dimensions of the answer. It is not the dimension of either one of these. The dimensions of this first one is a 2 by 3, 2 rows by 3 columns. This is 3 rows by 2 columns. What I want you to notice is that your resulting matrix is a 2 by 2. And the fact that these are the same means that yes, we can multiply them together. And the reason is because there needs to be, if there's 3 columns in the first one, there needs to be 3 rows in the second one so that they each have something to be multiplied by. So these need to be the same. Okay, so these have to be the same. And if they are, then this is going to be the resulting 2 by 2 is what you're going to get for a resulting matrix. Okay?